make sure you guys had time to ask questions, either about mobile learning in general or about the Cooney Center Prizes for Innovation. Hopefully that inspired you a little bit to think about mobile learning. And again, if you do have a mobile learning project or a literacy project that would fit with your Alexa Company Prize, you only have about 2 weeks left, but it's still lots of time to put together a good application. I certainly encourage you to apply to our prize program. And it's been great to be here. So thanks for listening. Kim, do you want to?
Yes, Carly. Kim T is asking, have you had any student-produced proposals sent in?
No, and in fact, we're not able to accept student-produced proposals this year. So you have to be over 18 to submit a proposal. Okay. Again, that might be something we want to do another year. Perhaps we consider doing a student-centric prize competition, but for now, that's not what we're looking for.
And Peggy's asking about, can you talk about some possibilities when cell phones are very limited in classrooms?
Yes. Now, so that's a great question. And I think someone may have even mentioned this. Liz Cole, who may have spoken to in the past, she's got some great resources on this. And so I would certainly encourage you to check out her book and her site for some good ideas there. You know, there's a number of different things you can do. First of all, I think oftentimes, it doesn't have to be a cell phone. So I certainly would encourage you to think about what a mobile device really is. And, you know, if you look at something like an iPod Touch, which I mentioned, or a Nintendo DS, I mean, there are amazing projects with Nintendo DSs. But the truth is, it's very, very challenging to find one device that your entire classroom has. So I would say that still, you know, if you can get funding for your project, that's the ideal, where you can buy every student and somehow get funding for every student to have the same device. That being said, you know, if you're in a classroom where, I know, you know, Paula had mentioned, you know, let's say it's 80% of your students have some sort of device, then just always default to the sort of the lowest realm of technology. So if you have a mobile device, I would be very confident saying it does have text messaging. And depending on the packages that your students have, or if you can get some sort of funding, then you can use that technology rather than using, you know, you don't want to use the location-aware iPods when only 2 students have them. So that's another way. And Liz Cole probably has better ideas than me on that, because it's a great question, and it's a great challenge. And I think we're far away from the day where every student can walk into the classroom without their own personal device and use that for learning. That being said, most devices can take pictures. So have your, you know, if you're doing something like the museum project and you want your students to document their experiences, just make sure everyone's in a group where someone has a camera phone. So I think there are certainly ways to get around it, but you know, looking at a project like Learning Still in the UK where everyone has the same device, I mean, that's really ideal.
Another question was, should the proposals be geared towards a certain age group?
Yeah, so we're open to accepting proposals for children anywhere in the age range of 3 to 11. So they don't need to, and obviously they probably shouldn't be for that whole age group, but you can pick any age group within that age range. So 3 to 5 or 6 to 9, or if you have something that would fit for 3 to 11, that's fine.
And if anybody else has a question that we haven't addressed, you're welcome to put it in the chat, or you can click on the hand with the little green arrow and use your computer microphone to ask Carly your question personally. I think we've hit most of the questions that I've seen. I'm going to go ahead and close up the show, and then Carly, if you're able to stay on afterwards to field more questions, that would be great.
Sure.
We want to share that next Saturday, March the 27th, we're going to be talking about the Earthcast, or centered around Earth Day for 2010, headed up by Matt Montaigne and the gang over at edtechtalk.com. So you're going to want to join us and find out some interesting things that they have planned for the Earthcast, as well as ways you can involve your students in promoting and participating in this Earthcast. And Steve Hargadon will be interviewing Kathy Davidson on the future of thinking on Tuesday, March the 23rd at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. And we hope that you'll join him for that session. And he'll be interviewing William Kiss on the Socially Networked Classroom on Wednesday, March 24th at 5 p.m. Pacific and 8 p.m. Eastern. And David Hill and Lila Roberts on Demos with Positive Impact, part of the Merlot series. He will be interviewing David Hill and Lila on Thursday, March the 25th at 5 p.m. Pacific and 8 p.m. Eastern. And I also believe on March the 25th, he'll be interviewing David Wagner. So those are some with the closed achievement gaps. You're going to want to check out for those and watch for those sessions. And Lorna and I have started a new venture, and Wednesday in this room here, Wednesday, we're going to be hosting another Twitter for Beginners series session at 7 p.m. Eastern. And we're inviting you and welcome you to join us. At the end of this session, when you exit, the survey will pop up, and if it doesn't, you're welcome to email us at live@classroom20.com, and you can request the professional development certificate. Give us a few days to get the results from the survey, and then Peggy sends out the certificates to us, to y'all every week. It's fantastic, and we're very grateful for all the work that she does to help get those certificates to y'all. So on the survey, just put your name and email address, and we'll get that survey, the certificate out to you. And we want to give a very special thank you today to Carly for joining us, and to Steve Hargadon, who is the founder of Classroom 2.0 and Future of Education Conversations, and everybody who participated today in the session live, as well as those who will be watching. And we want to thank Illuminate and Learn Central for providing this forum for us to meet each and every week. And we're so grateful for that. And so now I'm going to go ahead and pass it back to Carly if there are questions. And I saw something about anyone participating, okay, in the Earth Day Grocery Bag Project. And if you have a question that you'd like to ask Carly that we have missed, or you need a clarification, then please type your question into the chat or click on the hand with the green arrow. And earlier at the beginning, Carly, you mentioned about the projects having to do or be associated with the electric company brand. Can you talk a little?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's two prize categories. The mobile learning prize category has nothing to do with the electric company brand. There's a second prize category, and you can, they both have different links on our website, and I'll send those around right now. That's the literacy prize. And for that prize, which I didn't talk about as much today, but it's certainly an equally exciting opportunity, I'm going to send the link to that one now. That prize is if you have a literacy activity that you think would fit with the electric company brand, then that's what we're looking for there. So what you would win is, we're asking people to submit digital media ideas for literacy activities using the electric company, and you're going to win $10,000, plus, in that case, the chance to work specifically with the electric company team at the Sesame workshop to develop your idea for the electric company brand. So if you have, for instance, an educational, a literacy-based game that you think would be amazing with the electric company characters and brand as part of the electric company website, then that would be a really good example of what you could submit to that prize stream. So for the mobile prize stream, it shouldn't be associated, in fact, with any brand at all. I hope that clarifies things.
Okay, yes, thank you. Thank you, that does. And yes, we do have a Facebook group for Classroom 2.0 Live and Classroom 2.0, as well as a Digo group for both of those. And we'll get those links to you as well.